bought this car in Vico.
We've just popped down to Robe for the day, obviously for the tiger moth flight. We just come down for a bit of a look down the beach. It's the limestone coast, but the water is so crystal clear it is not funny. We're just down near the lighthouse, and there's a lot more in Robe than what I thought. Now the reason I know is because I was just up in the plane. Yeah, this is one place I think I could come and stay a couple of days and have a really good look around. There's an old jail here, there's a couple of breweries, beautiful beaches, so you can actually drive along both ways. So yeah, great cracking little spot. People are out here paddle boarding and snorkeling around. We'll go for a bit more of a drive around and see what else we can see.
So guys, we're in Robe and we've just come out onto the beach. We've come out at a point called Long Beach Second Ramp, and have a look at this fantastic beach. A lot of cars along here today, a lot of people swimming, but the weather is superb. Check it out. So guys, we're driving along Long Beach and we've come across this Toyota and two lovely ladies, a little bit bogged. So Dave, the gentleman as he is going to give them a bit of a hand.
We're doing well.
So where are you guys from?
From WA.
From WA. And what are you doing over here in South Australia?
We're driving back home from Victoria. Mia bought this car in Vico. It's the first test run, really. It's not doing too good so far.
Awesome.
Passed the test, eh?
And what do you guys do over in WA?
Mia's a chippy.
Yeah.
And I'm working on a farm.
Nice. But anyway guys, we're helping these two lovely ladies out, and then we'll be on our way to have our fish and chips for lunch. So when you see somebody in need, like these two girls, stop and give them a hand. They've just told us there's been several vehicles drive past and haven't even stopped to offer to see if they're okay. So, you know, a little bit of help goes a long way. Anyway guys, take you out to Point Jaffa to have some lunch, and we'll show you the seals.
Go, there you go.
Swing down, swing down. Thank you guys.
No worries.
Legends. Really appreciate it. All right, let's see how we go.
So they're out of the bog. Let's see how far they get before they need some more help.
Very fun.
Welcome to S Lagoon RV camping area. So this is the entranceway to S Lagoon RV camping area. Now, what I was saying before, it is self-contained. Vehicles are welcome to long-term park up to 30 days. There's a boat ramp here. You put your boat in. You can fish, you can have gas barbecues, you can have dogs, but you need to pick up the dog poo. So no tents, no fires, no littering. But what they're saying is you pretty much need to be self-contained. But it's such a lovely area. We've come in on that little entryway there. This is S Lagoon, but around the lagoon there's all these little statues. There's an eagle there. We're just going to pull up here for the night, right on the water's edge. It's beautiful and cool today with a bit of a breeze compared to yesterday that was stinking hot. There's a little jetty. Here's a statue of a man with his kelpie. What's the go, Dave?
Oh, they're just saying that the kelpie is all over Australia, and just about everywhere, every corner of Australia, you'll find a kelpie. They're a great working dog. There's actually a statue in town that we drove past of the kelpie. And this lagoon here was the main water source for the township. You can actually fish in here. There's quite a few fish. I can't remember the breeds that we've seen, but there's about 3 different types of breed. And it's also a great beating ground for birds. You can see a few ducks on the pond over here. But yeah, it's just something that nature gathers around, I guess.
Rubbish bins, picnic tables. Here's the birds of the lagoon. A lot of water birds, herons.
Yeah, brown trout. They're just saying, like, take a walk around, taking in, says you take the time to complete the lagoon loop walk, taking in the majestic river, red gums, or drop a line and try your luck with the brown trout.
Oh, there you go. What a beautiful little area.
Actually,
But when you drive in, we've just stopped there, you can follow this road around and you can go around the other side of the lagoon, so you can choose where to pull up, wherever it suits you. Really nice.
A couple of the birds that Ros probably just showed you, but didn't actually tell you what they were, are so it says the rich bird life attracted to the area includes the white-plumed honey-eater, the dusky moorhen, the purple swamp hen, the masked lapwing, the red-rumped parrot, and the Pacific black duck and mudlark. So there you go.
And there's another little statue if you look up into the tree. Oh, cool. But a lot of little quirky stuff around.
I could never settle down too far away from my hometown. With my family I am bound. I stick by them till I'm in the ground.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Well, that was a very good free camp last night at Casterton at S Lagoon. It was very, very dark this morning. No lights around, which was really good. And yeah, I think I woke up at about 5. Got out of bed just after 6 and watched an episode on YouTube. But let Ros have a bit of a lay-in.
But S Lagoon, there was only us and 2 other vans there, but it's such a beautiful little lagoon area. There's bird life. It was a little bit windy last night, wasn't it? But this morning it was just pristine.
But in saying windy, it was breezy, it was nice and cool. Like compared to the day before where we were absolutely boiling.
Yes.
To yesterday, but then South Australia, Victoria, chalk and cheese.
We actually didn't even realise we'd crossed the border into Victoria. We looked at the time and went, what's the time?
Yeah, I noticed when I looked at the clock that it was an hour difference to Queensland instead of a half hour, so I jumped on maps and had a look, and yep, we'd crossed the border, but the way that we came, we zigzagged through some back ways, never even passed a township or a sign that said, hey, welcome to Victoria.
Yeah. But it's a fantastic little spot and we highly recommend it. So if you're around, so we're about, say, 2.5–3 hours from Ballarat. So if you're around the area sort of thing, that's a great free camp to stop at, and you can stay at that camp for up to 30 days, but there are no facilities there.
Yeah, but it's only 2-3 minutes into town, like it's on the edge of town.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. So good morning, guys. We're just on our way out of the caravan park here at Ballarat, and Dave noticed the tyres. One of the tyres is right down to 31. So we've had to pull over and air up. We might have a small leak, or who knows. But anyway, he's airing up. Do you reckon we have a small leak?
Well, it's either a small leak or the apex valve thing isn't sitting properly and letting very little air out.
Yeah, so that's just another one of our little dramas today, but we'll check it out and make sure it's all safe for travelling. So we are lucky enough on our Ram to have our own compressor, so we can stop anywhere, anytime to fill up our tyres if need be. So Dave's just putting a bit of extra air in all the tyres now, just to be safe, and we'll keep an eye on them to make sure they're fine. So guys, we've come to the Eureka Centre here in Ballarat this morning, just to have a bit of a look and see what it's all about.
It says home of the flag. Now it's a museum. I'm assuming it'll be all about the Eureka Stockade, and I think this is the actual spot where it all happened.
But we'll take you inside and show you around.
So we're here at the Eureka Centre and we're going to go inside. Now the events of the Eureka Stockade happened on and around the site, or this site here, about 160 years ago. The Eureka story has many threads, and the details leading up to and during and after the 3rd of December 1854 have been debated ever since. The impact of the fateful day was considerable, not just for Ballarat but also for Australia. Accounts on what happened vary greatly depending on the point of view of the people who participated in the battle and its aftermath. So while we're here, we're going to explore the exhibition and place ourselves amongst those type of people and have a bit of a look. Now the original flag is actually here, and it is in a quiet place for you to stand there, have a look at the flag and reflect on what has actually happened and the struggle of the people. Anyway, let's go and have a look. Okay, so we have a plaque here, and what this plaque commemorates is the women of Eureka. There were around 4,000 women on the Ballarat goldfields in 1854, representing about 20% of the population. They were wives, mothers, teachers, nurses, poets, actresses, journalists, shopkeepers, seamstresses and carers. Many were directly involved in the events surrounding the Eureka Stockade on the 3rd of December 1854.
So these are the prices: $22 for a family, $7 for an adult, $5 for a concession or a student, and $5 for a child.
On the myth of old, all of the stories have been told.
The welcome nugget, discovered at Ballarat in 1858. The welcome nugget was 99.6% pure gold and weighed 68.98 kilograms, as much as a person. Richard Jeffrey was a lucky miner who struck the monster nugget found in a tunnel ceiling at the Red Hill Gold Mining Company's abandoned claim, an area that has been turned over several times by other prospectors.
Huge nugget, eh?
Yeah, that's massive.
I wonder what it'd be worth. It's a gold licence. 3 months. £2. Oh, right.
So it cost you £2 for 3 months for a gold licence. Licence to dig for gold.
So the Purple Cross, alright, it was awarded to a dog. Now, the pikeman's dog, right, which was one of the guys that was killed at the the Eureka Stockade, the dog stood there and stayed there the whole entire time, and then once they took the guy to bury him, the dog actually followed the funeral procession and then sat down beside the grave. Now what it's saying in here is pikeman's dog, a small terrier, belonged to one of the pikemen who bravely stood their ground when the Eureka Stockade was attacked When his master was killed, the loyal dog refused to leave the body and even followed the funeral procession to his master's grave. The dog was described as a terrier, and the pikeman could have been William Emmerman or Edward Thorne, both of whom died in the stockade. In 1977, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals, RSPCA, awarded the pikeman's dog this purple cross for his dedication.
Secret places hidden well, are gone now as far as I can tell. All I know is I'm on my way to become a poor excuse of a better one.
So I've had a look inside the Eureka Centre. Now we're just going to take a walk around the grounds and have a look at all the monuments, all the commemorative monuments about Eureka. Beautiful grounds here. Some local wildlife. Hey duckies! There's also a cafe at the back of the Eureka Centre there, so if you want to stop in for a coffee, something to eat, or just relax while you're here, check it out.
So this monument over here is to the pikeman's dog, as we spoke about inside. You see the dog on the ground with the pike behind him. Little terrier, the pikeman's dog. So a little known fact was that there was the battle only went 20 minutes from go to woe. 20 minutes was all it took for the military and the police to overthrow the rebels or the miners. Now in that, what has come out of that is there was 6 soldiers wounded and 26 miners. Now, it's still not fully known how many deaths there were, but they reckon it's around 60 deaths. Some were recorded, some weren't, but that's about all that they've been able to come up with, is about 60 deaths. So there you go. So the Eureka Stockade Monument was made 30 years after the actual Eureka Stockade back in 1854. So the monument itself was made in 1884.
With my family I am bound, stick to them until I'm in the ground. All I know is I'm on my way to become a poor excuse of a better one.
So apparently some of these little etchings on the cannon here are some original etchings from around the Eureka Stockade time.
Graffitiing back in the day.
Okay. There you go, E. Parsons, H. Curry, 1922.
17th of September. Up there's a list of the names of the confirmed killed people, but as I was saying before, there's up to 60 people believed to have been killed. So you got the 6 officers or soldiers down the bottom. and then the diggers or the miners up above. The Eureka Circle. Sculpture was unveiled by the Premier of Victoria, Steve Bracks, at the opening of the Eureka 150. So on the 150th anniversary of the Eureka, they made this memorial here.
So the Eureka Circle marks the 150th anniversary to the Eureka Rebellion and captures its sacrifices, sense of noble cause and spirit of unity. We swear by the Southern Cross to stand truly by each other and fight to defend our rights and liberties. What a beautiful monument.
And as you see the prices, it was very cheap to come and have a look at all this. So if you've got children, it's worth bringing them down for a bit of a look. Now along this walk, there is a little plaques for all the people that died during the Eureka Stockade. So if you look over to the right there, John Hines, 1831 to 1854, so he was only, what, 23 years of age, and he was a miner from Ireland. Funny thing is, we've seen one here from Russia. Imagine his journey back then, all the way from Russia to come out here to Australia.
But they're all the way along this walkway, both sides. Here's another one. Thomas Henfield, Germany, blacksmith.
George Woolhale, England. He was a captain in the 12th Regiment, so he was one of the military guys that died.
But a lot to see along these trails and a lot of monuments and a lot of information to read. Another one from Germany.
There's a private again from the 12th Regiment. Again, he was from Ireland.
John Hall. England, Ireland, Germany. Origin unknown. Robert Fenton, 1854 miner. Thomas O'Neill, 1824 to 1854 miner from Ireland.
So basically what the whole Eureka Stockade thing was about was there was a newly formed government, hadn't been around a long time in Victoria, and it was mainly made up of rich people and well-to-do people. Now, they imposed a tax on mining to stop people coming out here to Ballarat and digging for the gold and that. Obviously, I think we seen the mining licence was only £2, but back then £2 was probably an absolute fortune, and that was for 3 months. Now all the people were up in arms about it, thinking it was a free country and all that sort of stuff, so they weren't happy about all these taxes and all these laws that the government was imposing on them. So that was how the whole Eureka thing come about.
And if you're passing through Ballarat and you want to stop off and have a look at the Eureka Centre, right next door, if you've got young kids, is a massive big playground. Looks pretty cool. So take the kids through the museum, show them a little bit of history, and then give them a chance to chill out on the playground. But anyway guys, that's home of the Eureka Flag Museum, the Eureka Centre here in Ballarat. So guys, I don't really add any cooking into my videos, but today...
That's because I do the cooking.
Seriously, background noise. This morning I'm going to show you how to make some of our famous corn ribs. We have been having these corn ribs for a while now, and everyone says, how do you make them? They're easy as. You don't have to boil the corn on the stove. You peel the husks off, you chop them into quarters, you add some seasoning, you marinate them, and then you put them in the air fryer for a few minutes, and they are delish. So here we go. I'll show you how to do it. Actually, tonight we're having these corn ribs with a roast that I bought from Good Different Aldi. It's just a chicken roast. It's only like $10.70. You peel the plastic off, you throw it in the air fryer, and it's done. It's easy as. But I'll show you how to make these corn ribs. Okay, so once you peel all your corn, get all the husks off, you end up with your corn looking like this. I'm going to chop them in half so they're small like these ones. Just easier to manage. Now everybody that has these, when they come over for dinner or we have a barbecue, I make these corn ribs, they say it's absolutely beautiful. And they're so easy. You can put any spices or anything on it that you want. You can have them plain just with salt and pepper. Okay, so you've got all your little pieces of corn like this lined up. Now this is the hard part, and please be careful with the knives because knives are very sharp and you will cut your fingers. So the center of the corn here, you want to be able to cut that right through, so you need a very, very sharp knife. I just tap it through like this, give it one push, and I've perfectly cut 2 pieces of corn. Now I want ribs. You can leave them this size if you prefer, but I like to cut them into quarters. So we'll do the same again. And there we have the quarters. So do that to all your corn. Be careful not to let them drop on the floor. But there is that 3-second rule. You can choose to do this right before you cook them, but I like to do it in the afternoon, early afternoon, so I can spray them with oil and put the spices on them and let them marinate for a little while, just so the flavour goes through them. So grab yourself a medium size snap lock bag. So guys, it's nearly dinner time, and I've also chopped up 2 potatoes and a little bit of sweet potato and added it to my corn pack here, so the seasonings and the oil and the flavour go through them before I throw them into the air fryer. I've got in my trusty air fryer over here my Good Different Aldi chicken roast, and I've started it off because it takes probably about an hour, and I've got it on 180 in the air fryer. Whoa, I just had the fire alarm go off in the caravan. There's no smoke or anything like that. I just took the roast out of the air fryer, and I think it's just the heat in the van, and it just went off. But I've had the roast cooking now for about 40 minutes covered up. I've just pulled it out. I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit, put my corn ribs in with my sweet potato, and then we'll go from there. So I'll put those in for a little bit. My air fryer was bigger, where I had 2 drawers. I could probably actually cook it all at the same time, but I do have an air fryer in the car, but it's a bit chilly outside and I don't want to go outside. But let's just pop these in right now in there. So that's all the corn and the sweet potato. Close her up. I've already got the air fryer on, so I'm just going to extend my time. Go for 20 minutes and see how it is, and then we'll flip them and test them out. But I'll cover this baby up, and then I'll pop it back in as soon as those are nearly ready. So I've popped all the veggies back into the air fryer right now for their last little cooking time, and then I will serve them up with our beautiful chicken roast. Okay guys, it's ready. The roast is looking fantastic. Now just remember, this is a $10.90 roast from Aldi. It's chicken roast, already rolled with a sage and onion stuffing. It takes approximately 40 minutes to an hour in the air fryer on 180, and it's so easy to do. Also, I've made these corn ribs with some roasted potatoes and sweet potatoes for our side dishes. Now let's dish it up. So some nice crispy potatoes, a couple of sweet potatoes, and some corn ribs. You can drizzle some butter on top of these corns, which I like to do, but they have plenty of flavour. There's a few left over with some of this delicious chicken roast with gravy. And there you go. So what do you think of that, babe?
spot on. Have a look at me plate. Nothing but corn rib bones left.
Mm-mm.
And those potatoes, I reckon I'd go as far as saying they're the best potatoes you've done so far. I like the little ones that you do, but those ones are the bomb.
Cheers.
You're welcome. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. The seals down in Robe were absolutely outstanding. The drone footage that I put out there was really, really good. The free camp, that was something unexpected. We stumbled across it. Yeah, beautiful little spot. And then we moved on to the Eureka Centre and to see the flag and that there, and supposedly the original flag. That was pretty amazing. Anyway, I'd like to thank all you people out there for the great comments you've been leaving. Keep up the good work. We'll keep responding. And as I said in last week's video, we've finally hit the 7,000 mark, and we're growing. So we know why you're here. It's that time again, joke time with Dave. Hey Roz.
Yes, Dave.
So, Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd break into a distillery.
Yeah.
Daffy Duck says to Elmer, "Is this whiskey?" And Elmer turns around and says, "Yep, but not as whiskey as robbing a bank." Gotcha.